Good evening and welcome. Tonight we're going to continue to read through the first chapter of What's Weird on Earth. I got interrupted when I was last filming by a little friend that visited, and I kicked out promptly. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll link up the first part of it there. But we left off on raining animals. This whole chapter is about nature and stuff. So next we're going to look at weird water. From pink pools to lime green lakes, the water of the world comes in a wonderful variety of weird colors. These brilliant hues are usually caused by plants, bacteria, or natural minerals from the ground below. Let's start off with this box down here about rainbow beaches. It's not just water that can change color. Many shorelines can be found in surprising shades too. From dark purple to eerie white, beaches around the world can be found in a variety of unexpected colors. Many are tourist hotspots, with eager visitors flocking in large numbers to see these unusual seashores. The first one is Elafonisi Beach in Crete, which we can find up here on the map. It says Elafonisi Beach in Crete has patches of stunning pink sand along its normally white shore. Crushed coral and seashells give the sand this unusual color. Next we have Iceland. We can find these beaches up here. It says several black sand beaches are found near the town of Vik in Iceland. They are made up of tiny particles of a volcanic rock called basalt. Oops, can you see? There you go. Basalt. And then we have Kaihalulu Beach in Maui, Hawaii, which we can find right over here in the ocean. Hawaii. It says Kaihalulu Beach in Maui, Hawaii is one of many colorful beaches on the island. The high iron content of the surrounding hills makes the sand appear bright red. So let's look at some of these beaches. There's a little key here that says if the box is green, it's colored by minerals. If the box is orange, it's colored by algae or bacteria. And if it's purple, it's for some other reason. It'd be interesting to see that. So starting off up here, let's start in Horsetail Fall in California, the U.S. At sunset from the end of February, the sun's light hits this waterfall at such an angle that it makes the water look like a stream of fire. We have the Spotted Lake in British Columbia, Canada. Most of this lake crystallizes in summer, leaving behind large spots of water. We have the Great Prismatic Spring in Wyoming in the U.S. Found in Yellowstone National Park, this multicolored marvel is deeper than a 10-story building. Isn't that's so incredible? We have the La Brea Pitch Lake in Trinidad and Tobago. This is the largest lake in the world made of pitch or tar, a natural sticky black substance that has many uses. We have the Caño Cristales in La Macarena, Colombia. And this one's purple, so is the tar one. Let's see why this one's purple. Little aquatic plants cause this river to turn a shocking red color. Known as the liquid rainbow, it also contains patches of yellow, green, orange, and blue. We have the Laguna Colorada in Potosi, Bolivia. This blood red lake is home to a rare species of flamingo. Makes sense. There's Lake Retba in Dakar, Senegal. Tiny bacteria cause this lake's vivid pink color. They are attracted to its high salt content. Here's Rio Tinto in Andalusia, Spain. It's best to avoid this red river. Years of mining have filled it with highly acidic minerals. The Pamukkale thermal pools in Pamukkale, Turkey. These hot springs run down a limestone mountain in a series of white terraces. Lake Urmia in Urmia, Iran. A purple one. Normally green, the waters of this lake turn red whenever it becomes saltier than usual. The Hualong Pools in Sichuan, China. This cascade of turquoise springs is found in a picturesque valley. The Chinoike Chikoku in Beppu, Japan. This spring's fiery red appearance matches its hot temperature, around 172 degrees Fahrenheit. Here are the Mount Kelimutu lakes in East and U.S. Tenggara, Indonesia. Volcanic activity makes these three lakes all appear different colors, even though they are all in the crater of the same volcano. Lake Hillier in Middle Island, Australia. The waters of this shocking pink lake retain their color even when bottled. Over here is Waiotapu Pools in Rotorua, New Zealand. One of the most striking of these colored thermal pools is the vivid green Devil's Bath. And we have the Blood Falls in Antarctica. First discovered in 1911, this dark red waterfall stands out sharply against the white ice. Over here it says in 2014, researchers found that there are 117 million lakes on Earth. Wow. And the little fact at the bottom down here says the sea appears blue because water does not absorb blue light as well as it absorbs other colors, so more blue is reflected. This is a really interesting page. This is about the drifting ducks. Listen to this story if you haven't heard it before. There we go. In 1992, a container of 28,800 bath toys fell off a ship during a storm in the North Pacific Ocean. The travels of the drifting ducks and other plastic animals have helped oceanographers to track and time the movement of the ocean currents, and some toys are still bobbing along more than 25 years later. Science isn't always about lab experiments, but this must be one of the weirdest research methods on record. Pretty cool. I just want to get to the ducks. We'll read the box last this time because it's not about the ducks. I want to read about the ducks. So here's the container sinking, container catastrophe. The cargo fell into the sea in the middle of the Pacific Ocean en route from Hong Kong to the U.S. So let's follow some ducks. We have a lot heading over this way. Oh, it says the eastern garbage patch here. Many ducks ended up in this ocean dump, which is the size of Texas. Most of the debris is tiny pieces of plastic. So some ducks came this way and flowed over to here. Some flowed out to here on the East Australian Current. As well as pulling in debris, this current is a marine highway with the water moving at up to 4 miles per hour. It is a speedy route for sea animals to hitch a ride. And some ducks that went this way traveled over here on the southern equatorial current. The winds of change. Warm surface currents near the equator are, like the ducks, carried by winds and the rotation of the earth. They spiraled around over to here. South Circular. The South Pacific Gyre is one of 5 main ocean gyres, or places where strong circular currents create never-ending flows of water. Let's see. We'll read that part last. Let's check on the ducks that went up this way. Up here are some of the earliest sightings. It says the first ducks to reach land washed up in Alaska 7 months after the wreck. Looks like they zoomed about. Current calculator, it says. Researchers tracking the ducks around these subpolar gyres saw that it took the toys an incredible 3 years to make the journey here. Floating around, and some came up through here. We read that one already. They came up. All the way around here. It says frozen flotsam. Stuck in the Arctic ice, these ducks took 8 years to cross the top of the world and enter the Atlantic Ocean. And some wound up over here. Atlantic arrival. In 2000, the ducks were spotted in Maine. From there, they traveled to Scotland in 2003 and France in 2007. So that's so neat. It says down here, all washed up. Many ducks were tracked as coastal and tidal currents washed them onto land. Areas where ocean debris often washes up are known as catcher beaches. And over here in the southern Atlantic, it's a duck-free zone. So far, none of the toys have made it all the way to the southern Atlantic. And this book came out like last year, so this is still very current news. Get it? Current news. Let's read this box. It says lots of Legos. In 1997, a container of 4.75 million Lego pieces, including divers, pirates, and octopuses, very appropriate, fell into the sea near Cornwall, England. Many washed up on British beaches, but some have been found as far away as Texas. Free Legos. Pretty cool. The little fact down here says it's thought that between 2,000 and 10,000 containers are lost overboard from cargo ships every year. That's a lot more than you'd think. Animal camouflage. So warning, there are some sneakies on here and some little creepy crawlies. So sorry if you're sensitive to those. Animal camouflage. Whether to escape predators or to lure prey, these crafty creatures know how to keep well hidden. Across the globe, color-changing and shape-shifting animals use their natural talents to keep either hidden, disguised, or alive. Let's read about the snake surprise over here. The Atlas moth, found in Southeast Asia, also known as the snake's head moth, has a pattern on its wings that looks just like a snake's head. To ward off threats, the moth flaps its wings, imitating a snake's head and neck. You see it? Wait, is this the wing? Whoa, that does look like a snake. The Atlas moth's wing pattern resembles the venomous cobra, a type of snake found in Asia. That's pretty cool. This box says, at one with nature. The following animals are masters of camouflage. They can disguise themselves as leaves or sticks, tricking predator and prey alike. The pink and white orchid mantis in Borneo conceals itself in an orchid petal as it waits for its prey. It's really pretty. Leaf insects found in many regions are sometimes called walking leaves as they look just like that. And the giant prickly stick insect uses its coloring and unusual shape to hide among sticks and dry leaves. Let's look across the map and see what we can find. Here's the underwing moth in the US and Europe. The moth's first set of wings look like tree bark. Its second colored set is visible when it spreads its wings. It can stay hidden. The golden rod crab spider, you see it there, in North America and Europe. To catch its prey, this spider conceals itself in flowers by changing its color to white or yellow. The Dinaster butterfly in Trinidad. The chrysalis of the Darius species not only looks like a snake, it can also shake to suggest a moving snake. Cool. The Caribbean reef squid, found in the Caribbean, of course. Using special skin cells, this squid can change color to match its ocean background. This one's cool, the glass frog in Central and South America. With green skin on its back and a transparent underside, predators see straight through this frog when it's on a leaf. The side-winding adder in Namibia and Angola. This venomous snake hides in the sand, its scales blending in, ready to snatch its prey. The chameleon, found throughout Africa, Madagascar, southern Europe, and South Asia. Chameleons are famous for changing color to display their moods. That's true. Look at this. This looks like a fantasy creature. The satanic leaf-tailed gecko found in Madagascar. What a name. This tiny lizard looks so much like a dry leaf, predators may overlook it. I didn't read that wrong, that's what it says. What an interesting creature. The flounder, found in the Atlantic and North Pacific Oceans. When this pale-colored flatfish lies on the ocean floor, it blends in with the sand. The comma butterfly, found in Europe, Asia, and North America. When this butterfly's wings are closed, it looks just like a dried leaf. The Arctic fox, which is of course found in the Arctic. With its white fur, this fox easily hides in the Arctic winter snow. The gliding lizard in Southeast Asia. This reptile's skin is colored like tree bark. The Asian swallowtail caterpillar. It's found in Asia and Hawaii. When small, this caterpillar's coloring resembles bird poo, putting off any hungry predators. Yeah, I suppose so. The dead leaf butterfly, found in Southeast Asia. The underside of this brightly colored butterfly resembles a dull brown leaf. The common barren caterpillar, found in Southeast and South Asia. This caterpillar's green spiny body looks like the leaves of the mango trees in which it lives. The reef stonefish, found in the Indo-Pacific region. The mottled skin of this extremely venomous fish makes it look like a stone on the ocean floor. The mimic octopus, found in the Indo-Pacific region. This octopus is able to change both color and shape to mimic other sea creatures. Here it's a starfish. The lacy scorpionfish, found in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. The patterned skin and unusual shape of this rare and venomous fish blend into its coral reef surroundings. The giant cuttlefish, found in the coastal waters of southern Australia. Cuttlefish can change color instantly. They can also change their shape to resemble seaweed, rock, or sand. And this one looks like a fantasy creature too. The leafy sea dragon, found in the coastal waters of southern Australia. Covered in leaf-like frills, this fish blends in perfectly with the surrounding seaweed. And the little fact on the bottom says that the black and yellow hoverflies look similar to wasps. They have no stingers, so rely on this disguise to ward off any predators. Yeah, we have those here, and they used to terrify me as a child because I was so scared of bees and wasps when I was little. It took me a couple years to figure out which ones were just little fake flies. Animal adaptations. Millions of years of evolution have put many animals one step ahead of their environment. These adaptations allow them to survive in the most extreme habitats, from the deserts to the deep sea. We've got a box here about poison frogs, which I think are just absolutely adorable, even though they're poisonous. The bright colors of these frogs aren't just for show. They warn predators that the frogs are extremely poisonous. Many other frogs imitate their coloring so that animals will also avoid them. We talked about this in the last map book about animals, the blue jeans frog. It's named for its distinctive blue legs. This harlequin poison dart frog lives on the floor of tropical rainforests, and the very beautiful blue poison dart frogs can live for around 4 to 6 years in the wild. It's such a striking blue color. Let's see what we've got over here in Alaska. This is the Alaskan wood frog. Able to withstand extremely low temperatures, this population of frogs can survive even if 2/3 of the water in their body is frozen. Another animal we talked about in the last map book, the star-nosed mole, found in northeastern US and Canada. This creature's star-shaped nose sends instant information to its brain, making it one of the fastest foragers on Earth. Here's the zombie worm, found in the Pacific Ocean and North and Mediterranean seas. This creature has an unusual diet, whale bones. It releases a sticky acid to dissolve the bones so it can access their nutrients. The giant tube worms of the eastern Pacific Ocean. With no digestive system of their own, these weird worms rely on bacteria living inside them to make their food. It's a long story. I'm laughing about how I had to do a very big project for academic decathlon, and we had to study these guys, and our book kept calling them the mouthless, stomaчлess, anusless tube worms. It said it like 20 times. So this isn't the giant tube worm, it's the mouthless, stomaчлess, anusless tube worm. The glass sponge, found in the southern and western Pacific Oceans. Made out of silica, the same material used to make glass, these sponges can transmit light around their bodies, which may help them grow. The Chilean basket star, found in the Chilean fjords. This marine animal uses its long waving arms to hunt. It forms a basket in which it captures tiny sea creatures called krill. The maned wolf, found in Central and Eastern South America. Long legs help these wolves roam over high grassland. They can also rotate their ears to better hear prey. The golden poison frog of Colombia, also a pretty frog. This toxic frog has enough poison inside it to kill 10 adult men. Way to go, frog. This spotted salamander, in eastern U.S. and Canada. The secretive amphibian's embryos produce food in the same way as plants, by photosynthesis. The mint sauce worm, found in the Atlantic Ocean. These social creatures have algae living inside them. They can make food by basking in the sun. Who is naming these things? My goodness. The London Underground mosquito in London, England. Living in train tunnels, these insects have evolved to feed on humans and rats. That's disturbing, and I hate that fact. I don't like to think that a whole species of mosquito evolved in the London Underground. That's pretty wild. The fennec fox, so sweet, found in the Sahara Desert and in North Africa. This furry fox's large ears help keep it cool. They radiate the fox's body heat into the atmosphere. We've got the sea pig. Again, who names these things? Sea pig, found in the Southern Ocean. These transparent scavengers search the seafloor for fallen food from above. The Antarctic ice fish, also in the Southern Ocean. This fish has a type of antifreeze in its blood to prevent itself from freezing in its chilly habitat. The African bullfrog. This frog avoids droughts by hibernating in a moist sac for many months or even years, only emerging when rain comes. The okapi, found in Central Africa. It is believed these mammals make calls to their young at a frequency predators cannot hear. That's so cool. The olm, found in Slovenia and Croatia. This blind cave-dwelling salamander can detect light through its skin. The Bactrian camel. Remember, 2 humps is Bactrian, like a B. 1 hump is dromedary, like a D, right? 2 humps is Bactrian. It's found in Central and East Asia. The fatty humps of this desert dweller allowed to survive temperatures ranging from 18 degrees Fahrenheit to more than 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The Sunda flying lemur, found in Southeast Asia. A large skin flap enables this animal to glide through the treetops. The cassowary, found in New Guinea and Australia. This flightless bird has adapted to feed on a fruit that is toxic to most animals, the cassowary plum. And the thorny devil, found in Australia. Living in dry conditions, this spiky lizard can catch water in the gaps between its scales. And our little fact at the bottom says the only known animals that can survive in open space are microscopic creatures called tardigrades. And they're really cute too. I wish there was a picture of a tardigrade. Neon animals. Travel down to the dark depths of the ocean and you're likely to witness one of nature's great light shows. About 80% of the world's light-producing creatures live in the ocean. Let's see some glow-in-the-dark land animals to start. See some bioluminescence. Although most light-producing animals live in the world's oceans, there are a few land animals, mostly insects, that are capable of producing light. So some insect larvae, collectively known as glowworms, have the ability to produce light. I didn't know that glowworms were real. We had this little toy in the 80s called the glowworm, which was like a bedtime cuddle doll that would glow. I didn't know those were real. The synchronous fireflies coordinate their flashes. They turn them on and off at the same time. That's cool. I wish we had fireflies where I lived. The larva of the Phrixothrix beetle glows a green color and is called the railroad worm. And only a small number of the 12,000 known millipede species are able to produce light. Who knew? It's pretty cool. Oh, we've got a box here with a dot. The sparkling sea you can see over here in Japan. We'll talk about it more over here, but this is really what it looks like. This is not a drawing. Isn't that beautiful? Every year from March to May, firefly squid gather in huge numbers in Toyama Bay, Japan, to spawn. The light these squid produce turns the sea a spectacular light blue color. Let's start on the map with the crystal jelly. It's found in the Pacific coast in North America. This jellyfish grows up to 10 inches in diameter and produces a glow when it is disturbed. The Cranchia glass squid in the Pacific Ocean. At its larval stage, the squid has a cigar-shaped digestive gland that glows. The vampire squid. It's found in tropical and subtropical oceans. This small squid produces light at the tip of each of its arms and ejects a glow-in-the-dark substance to confuse potential predators. Isn't that interesting? The lanternfish is found worldwide. This species of fish uses its light for courtship and for communication. Probably the most famous light-up fish, in my opinion, the deep-sea anglerfish. It's found worldwide. This fearsome-looking fish uses a light-producing lure to attract its prey. This is the female. And here's the male. It's a weird mating cycle. Probably one of the weirdest in the world. We don't have time to discuss the anglerfish mating today. The chain cat shark. It's found in the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. This small seabed-dwelling shark has a pigment in its skin that gives off a greenish glow. It's so cool. The scaleless black dragonfish, another mythological creature found worldwide. This strange-looking slender fish has distinct fang-like teeth and produces a faint light to hunt in the deep ocean. The deep-sea hatchetfish, found in major oceans worldwide. This extraordinary-looking fish produces light to dazzle predators. The comb jelly, it's also found in oceans worldwide. This beautiful oval-shaped animal creates a shimmering rainbow effect when it swims. Those are pretty ones. The mantis shrimp, found in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Certain species of this shrimp are fluorescent. The mantis shrimp is another very bizarre animal in way too many different ways. Here's the firefly squid, found in the western Pacific Ocean. This small squid produces a deep blue light to hide from predators against sunlit waters and also for courtship. And here's the pygmy shark. It's cute. Found in oceans worldwide. This shark makes its belly glow to disguise itself against the sunlit ocean surface. And our little fact at the bottom says, animals produce light to attract prey, ward off predators, for camouflage, for navigation, and for communication. Beastly behavior. From poisonous bites and electric shocks to extraordinary feats of lifting, climbing, flying, and even inflating, animals have developed a huge number of different behaviors and defense mechanisms. Let's start off with looking at these decorator crabs. The dress-up lovers of the natural world, these crabs decorate themselves with seaweed, sponges, and anemones. But it is not just for show. These decorations provide vital protection from predators. Here's the sponge decorator crab. the orangutan crab and the decorator crab with some anemones on it. Interesting. Up here we've got the mountain goat, found in the Rocky Mountains of Canada and the US. The great climbers of the natural world, these goats can climb seemingly impossible steep slopes. The Texas horned lizard from the southern US and Mexico. When threatened, this small desert lizard squirts blood from the corner of its eye. The green basilisk lizard in Central America. Found in rainforests, this lizard can run on water to escape predators. The three-toed sloth from Central and South America. This tree-dwelling animal moves so slowly that algae grows on its furry coat. The electric eel, found in the Amazon and Orinoco rivers. To stun prey, these eels unleash up to 600 volts of electricity. That's 5 times more powerful than a standard US wall socket. The Solenodon, found in Cuba, Dominican Republic, and Haiti. This small shrew-like animal is one of only a few mammals to have a venomous bite. The hooded seal, found in the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans. To attract a mate or to scare off rivals, male seals inflate a flap of skin on their nose that looks like a pink balloon. The tree goat, found in Morocco and Africa. These tree-climbing goats scale branches up to 33 feet high to eat the fruit of the argan tree. The dung beetle is found in Africa, Europe, and Asia. This beetle can bury a ball of dung 250 times heavier than itself in one night. The Epomus beetle, found in Africa, Europe, and Asia. This beetle's larvae cling to large amphibians such as frogs and start eating them. Oh my gosh. Creepy. The Gerenuk, it's found in the Horn of Africa. This member of the antelope family stands on its hind legs to reach leaves 6 to 8 feet from the ground. It's pretty wild. This is so cute. It's a sea bunny. Whoever named that one, good name. It's found in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. These sea slugs may look cute, but they have highly toxic skin to protect them from predators. Okay, well, don't touch them. That's a weird one. The Irrawaddy dolphin, found in Southeast Asia. Found mostly in estuaries, many fishermen have told stories of how these dolphins help by guiding fish into fishing nets. The Siberian salamander, found in the Arctic, Northern Europe, and Asia. This amphibian can survive in very low temperatures. Don't know where that came from. This amphibian can survive in very low temperatures by deep freezing itself until temperatures start to rise. The pufferfish, found in tropical and subtropical waters worldwide. As a defense, these fish consume huge amounts of water and turn into a virtually inedible ball. Hardwick's woolly bats, found in Southeast Asia. These bats have an extraordinary relationship with pitcher plants. In return for shelter, the bats poo in the plant, providing it with essential nitrogen. The wombat, found in Australia. These creatures produce cube-shaped pellets to mark their territory around 1 spiral away. How bizarre. I like that. The mud skipper. It's found in coastal waters of Indian and Pacific Oceans. These amphibious fish can climb, walk, and skip around out of the water. The blobfish, off the coastal waters of Australia. Again, great name. These fish have very little muscle. They drift around the ocean at depths of 2,000 to 4,000 feet, eating whatever floats in front of them. Now that's the life, right? The flying fish, it's found in warm oceans worldwide. To escape from predators, these fish leap out of the water and use their wing-like pectoral fins to fly through the air. And the coconut crab, which is found in islands across the Indian and Pacific Oceans. These huge crabs measure up to 3 feet long and can break open coconut shells with their pinchers. And the fact down here is that pufferfish contain a toxin called tetrodotoxin, which is about 1,000 times more poisonous than cyanide. Next we've got Cannibal Animals. Food can be hard to find in the wild, and many of these creatures will even feast on members of their own families. This brutal act of cannibalism is often the only way for them to stay alive. And there are scary spiders in there, I do apologize. Let's start off with chickens. Pecking power. Chickens normally peck at each other as a form of communication, but this can become aggressive, as well as drawing blood. These birds have been known to tear off and eat bits of skin from other chickens while they are alive. Yeah, if you remember, a while ago, my landlady's rooster would crow all night long for whatever reason, but he started attacking hens. And just very recently, one of his sons has become a full-grown rooster and attacked him and almost killed him. So, rooster's gone. Like, goodbye, rooster. He went off to some other person's little chicken farm, apparently. He was sold. He might be a dinner or something, but he's off at a better place wherever he went. So goodbye, rooster. No more cock-a-doodle-doo in the middle of my videos. Mother murderers. Ooh, the black lace weaver spider is one of the most dedicated mothers in the animal kingdom, exhausting herself by laying eggs to feed her babies. When these run out, the spiderlings' hunting instincts kick in and they eat her alive. That is weird, but I didn't realize that baby spiders were called spiderlings. That's really cute. Even though baby spiders are a little scary. And let's read about Komodo cannibalism. Nature's largest lizards, the 10-foot long Komodo dragons of Indonesia, are at the top of their food chain. While they usually feast on any kind of meat from animals dead or alive, if food is short, they will eat their own young. The young live in trees to avoid the adults, and also roll in dung, the smell the adults avoid. Let's see what we've got over here. The black-tailed prairie dog. Prairie dogs eat each other? They're found in southern Canada, the US, and Mexico. The females of the species eat the young of their rivals. Ooh, that's intense. The tiger salamander, found in North America. The larvae of this competitive cannibal eat other larvae to ensure they have enough energy. The cricket, found around the world. Many species of crickets will munch on each other when food is scarce. I mean, like, so will humans, but I guess they do it more often than humans would, right? If food is scarce. The Mexican lance-headed rattlesnake, found in Mexico. To recover after giving birth, female snakes gobble up any offspring that don't survive. Now that's just efficient, in my opinion. The cane toad, found in Central and South America and Australia. When tadpoles, these amphibians eat other cane toad eggs to get nutrients. The adults will also sometimes eat smaller cane toads. The burrowing wolf spider in South America. It is common for these spiders to eat one another. Both males and females will sometimes consume potential mates. I always thought that like most spiders ate each other. I thought that was just a spider thing. Crocodiles, found in the tropics. Extreme hunger can drive crocs to cannibalism. The Nakab desert scorpion, found in North Africa and the Middle East. Eating any other scorpions they meet is normal behavior for these solitary creatures. The polar bear, the Arctic Circle, run. Shrinking ice hunting grounds force these mammals to prey on other polar bears as cubs. And lions, found in India and Africa. Males will often kill and eat males as cubs when they take over a pride. Chimpanzee, wow, in West and Central Africa. These primates have been known to eat the young of other males. In an unusual case in 2017, chimps also ate their ousted leader. Drama over there. The meerkat. Southern Africa. The meerkat one of the most murderous mammals. Dominant meerkat females eat the young of others. The most murderous mammals. Well, that's a fact, isn't it? Hamsters. They're found in Europe and West Asia. Poor diets have led a wild hamsters to eat 95% of their young. You know, I had a friend in elementary school whose hamster had babies, and the hamster ate all the babies, and she was like traumatized. I was like, yeah, I'm never getting a hamster. The sloth bear, found in India and Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bhutan. Mothers snack on any sick newborns to give them strength to raise the other healthy babies. Again, that's just efficient. It's creepy, but efficient. Praying mantises, found in the tropics. The female mantis bites off a male's head after or even during mating. The dingo, don't say it, I know you're thinking it, Australia and Southeast Asia. These wild dogs will eat each other even if other sources of food are available. My goodness, dingoes. Not like humans, right? And the Australian redback spider, found in Australia, New Zealand, and Southeast Asia. As is the case with many other spider species, females eat the males after mating. Yeah, I always assumed that like the big spiders, the roaming spiders, like not the web ones, you know, like eat their mates and stuff like that. Anyway, although it's unusual, says the fact down here, some animals eat parts of themselves. Snakes have been seen accidentally eating their own tails. Now that's just silly. Swarms. Hide inside your homes because animal plagues are real. At various times and places, all kinds of creatures have swarmed in great numbers, wreaking havoc on the human world. Let's read this box here about locusts, which it mentions down here in Africa. In 2004, parts of Africa and the Middle East faced a serious locust plague. The insects consumed crops over a vast area, with each locust able to eat its own weight in food every day. Ugh, up here we have mosquitoes. I hate mosquitoes. They're found in Alaska and the U.S. every summer, and everywhere else. Oh, this is where the swarm happened. Okay, I was about to say the mosquitoes exist worldwide. So, warming temperatures mean these blood-sucking bugs emerge in larger swarms every year and attack migrating animals such as caribou. So mosquitoes swarm in Alaska and the U.S. every summer. Crickets in Oklahoma, U.S. in 2013. An unusually large outbreak saw crickets piling up in the streets and feeding on their own dead. African land snails in northern South America and Florida, U.S., and it's ongoing. This invasive species can carry deadly parasites. Wow. Dragonflies in Argentina in 1991. Around 4 to 6 billion dragonflies were estimated to be in this massive swarm. Baboons in Cape Town, South Africa. It's ongoing. Oh my. Gangs of bold baboons regularly raid food from human areas, even climbing high-rise buildings to access homes. That's terrible. Baboons. I mean, very smart, but imagine like opening your window, there's a baboon just like there. The red-billed quailias in sub-Saharan Africa, and it's ongoing. Super flocks of millions of quailias destroy vital crops, earning them the nickname feathered locusts. And there's the locust swarm in 2004 tucked about up there. Jellyfish in the Black Sea in the 1980s. A rapid growth in the number of these comb jellies devastated the local fish population. Oh, I hate these things. Giant Asian hornets. This was in the Shanxi province of China in 2013. The toxic sting of these insects injured more than 1,500 people and killed off other bees. Yeah, these guys are no joke. Tarantulas in Sadia, India in 2012. Ugh. People at a festival were bitten by swarms of spiders that suddenly appeared. That's my nightmare. Black bears in Luchagorsk, Russia in 2015. Bears in the small Russian town of Luchagorsk attacked people in the streets. I was about to say, bears are cute, that would be fun, but they were attacking people, so that's a little worse. Mice in Australia in 1993. I remember seeing video of this. The country's biggest ever mouse plague struck farmers hard, destroying crops and injuring livestock. And flying foxes in Bateman's Bay, Australia in 2016. These large bats knocked out power lines and left droppings everywhere. The baboon one is bizarre. I'm still not over that. Or that meerkats are one of the most vicious, anyway, most murderous mammals. The fact down here says, when flying, starlings swarm together in large, shape-shifting clouds called murmurations. These can make the sky dark. This is a cool page. It's about Island of the ... various islands around the world that are covered in a certain animal. Humans may be the masters of most of the world, but there are some places where animals rule the roost. Many colonizing creatures have taken over a number of islands around the globe. First one is Penguin Party for here in the Falkland Islands. Sounds like my kind of party. More gentoo penguins nest in the Falkland Islands than anywhere else on Earth. They are one of 5 penguin species on the islands, which host about 1 million of these birds in nesting season. The human population is less than 3,000. Another box over here about Japan. Japan has some interesting animal islands like this one. Japan is home to more than just rabbits, because there's a rabbit island. There are also cat, fox, and deer islands. On the island of Miyajima, large numbers of deer are friendly to visitors, while those that reside among the heritage sites of Nara on Japan's main island may even bow to tourists for food. Let's start over here and see the wild horses of Assateague Island in the U.S. This remote, windy island can be a harsh habitat, but hundreds of horses have made it their home. Let's go down here. Wild chickens in Kauai Island in Hawaii, U.S. Hundreds of wild chickens can be found strutting across roads, through parking lots, and in supermarkets in this Hawaiian island. The pigs of Pig Beach in the Exuma Keys in the Bahamas. This island is uninhabited by humans, but is a piggy paradise. The pigs even paddle in the ocean, much to the amusement of tourists. There's a monkey island up here in Cayo Santiago off Puerto Rico. This island is favored by researchers who come to study the colony of around 1,000 rhesus macaques that live on its shores. Snake Island in Brazil. I've heard about this one. Visitors are banned from this island to prevent them from being killed by the 2,000 to 4,000 highly venomous pit vipers that live here. Up here in Lambay Island, Ireland, are wallabies. Normally only found in Australia, these marsupials have lived on an island just off the Irish coast since they were introduced there in the 1950s. Now that's a story. How did that happen? Puffins in Runda Island in Norway. Around 100,000 pairs of these small seabirds gather every year to nest on the island. Let's read about the Rabbit Island. Okunoshima Island in Japan. Cats and dogs are banned on this tiny island in order to protect the large population of wild rabbits. Yeah, and you can just lay down and they'll crawl over you. It's heaven. Monkeys in the monkey forest of Bali, Indonesia. Around 700 Balinese macaques live in this sanctuary on the island of Bali, roaming free in ancient forest temples. Crabs over on Christmas Island in Australia. Every year, millions of red crabs make a mass migration from forest to coast, covering the island in a crimson carpet. Down here we've got the very adorable kokas. Way over here on Rottnest Island, Australia. The cute, friendly marsupials that inhabit this island are usually nocturnal, but have been known to pose for selfies with tourists. So they're very photogenic. The giant tortoises of Aldabra Atoll in the Seychelles. This chain of coral islands hosts more than 150,000 Aldabra giant tortoises, more than the entire human population of the Seychelles. And we have seals and Seal Island in South Africa. Brown fur seals roam the rocky shores of this island. However, if they swim too far out, a ring of great white sharks waits to prey on them. Little fact on the bottom says Snake Island's golden lancehead pit vipers have venom up to 5 times more toxic than those found in nearby Brazil. Let's read about some crazy trees. There are many trees around the world that surprise and amaze, whether due to their staggering height, bizarre shapes, or poisonous parts. Weird trees can either be stunning tourist attractions or something to avoid. Got some dots here. They're both in California. Looks like the tunnel tree over here. The giant wawona tree in California's Yosemite National Park became a famous attraction due to the tunnel that was cut through its vast trunk. When this giant sequoia fell in 1969, it was around 2,100 years old and about 230 feet tall. And we have the tree circus, which is located over here. In 1947, the Swedish tree shaper Axel Erlandsson's tree circus opened in California. It contained many trees that Axel had grown and shaped into various designs. Some of these trees, such as this one over here, can still be seen today in California's Gilroy Gardens. Starting up here, we have the Burmese tree in Alberta, Canada. The last needles of this limber pine tree fell in the 1970s, but the now dead tree still stands in the same place it has lived for around 700 years. The giant sequoias of California, the U.S. These gigantic trees can grow up to 280 feet tall, and their huge trunks can measure more than 30 feet in diameter. The bujum trees of northwest Mexico. These strangely shaped trees can grow to a height of 50 feet. The Manichil tree in Central America, referred to by Spanish-speaking countries as the tree of death. Every part of this tree, from its leaves to its trunk, is toxic. Wax palm trees in Colombia. In the Valle de Cocora, Colombia, hundreds of these trees stand tall, reaching dizzying heights of up to 200 feet. And the jabuticaba tree, found in Brazil, Bolivia, Paraguay, and Argentina. The fruit of, don't make me say it again, the fruit of the jabuticaba tree grows straight from its branches and trunk. Scientists are conducting research on the fruit to see whether it can be used as medicine. The sausage tree in sub-Saharan Africa, these just look like corn dogs. The fruit of this tree looks like a sausage and can grow to more than 2 feet long. The chapel oak in Allouville-Bellefosse in France. This oak tree, believed to be about 800 years old, is home to 2 chapels and is one of the oldest trees in France. Old Tico in Dalarna, Sweden. The root system of Old Tico, a spruce tree, is around 9,550 years old. It started to grow in the last ice age. The crooked forests in Gryfino, Poland. All of the 400 pine trees in this forest curve in the same direction, but no one knows why. The tree of life in Bahrain. This 400-year-old tree thrives in the desert without any visible water source. The dragon's blood tree in Socotra, Yemen. This umbrella-shaped tree is named for the red resin that oozes out of its bark. The avenue of the baobabs in Madagascar. These baobab trees, which look like they've been planted upside down, are lined up alongside a dirt road. Living bridges in Meghalaya, India. The Khasi people of India use the roots of the rubber tree to make strong bridges. We have Tapom Temple in Siem Reap, Cambodia. Tree roots have grown through this 12th century Buddhist temple and have become part of its structure. The rainbow eucalyptus of Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, and the Philippines. These colorful trees have bark streaked with orange, green, red, gray, and blue. These colors come from the bark maturing and shredding. The boab tree in Kimberley, Western Australia. This tree provides food and medicine, and its thick trunk can be used for shelter. And the slope point trees of South Island, New Zealand. Strong winds from Antarctica have made the trees on Slope Point twist and contort, creating this weird view. And the fact on here says the poisonous sandbox tree found in the Americas has fruits that explode, shooting out toxic seeds at high speed. Next we have freaky Flora. These plants may not be the prettiest in the bunch, but each one has a reason to be included in a bouquet of weirdness. Their peculiarities usually have a purpose to help them survive or reproduce. Let's look at the resurrection plant over here. This desert plant copes with long periods of drought and then comes back to life when rain arrives. When dry, the leaves curl up and form a tight brown ball. And when wet, the leaves unfurl and turn into a healthy green plant. You can see it up here in the Chihuahuan Desert. And we have Masters of Disguise. Many flowers come in amazing shapes to attract insects that will spread their pollen. Some of the weirdest are orchid flowers that look just like animals. Here's the flying duck orchid. Flying duck orchid's head bends down when a fly lands on it, bringing it in contact with pollen. And monkey orchids have a bottom lip that look like monkey's arms, legs, and tail. It's cute. Alright, let's see what we've got. We have the American skunk cabbage in Canada and the US. To attract insect pollinators, the flower stinks like a skunk. The Venus flytrap, found in North and South Carolina in the US. A carnivorous plant that snaps its leaves shut on bugs and then releases acid to dissolve and digest the meal. The bat-faced kufia in Central America. Ear-like petals make this purple flower look even more like a bat. Look at this, it's called Hot Lips. Great name. Found in Central and South America. Lipstick red bracts, which are modified leaves, form around the flower of this rainforest plant. Can you imagine like just going through the rainforest and then seeing like just lips? That's really weird. The giant water lily, found in the Amazon River basin. Huge leaves 10 feet wide are strong enough to support the weight of a small child. We have Darwin's slipper in southern South America. This bizarre-looking plant was discovered by the scientist Charles Darwin. We have the king sundew in South Africa. Found only in one valley area in South Africa, this carnivore curls its leaves around flies to consume them. The baseball plant in South Africa. The fat stem of this desert plant stores water. Spiral grass in Namibia and South Africa. The corkscrew leaves of this plant, which is not a grass, grow curly in the light. The living stones of the Namib Desert. 2 thick, fleshy leaves store water in dry desert conditions. That's cool. The desert gourd of Africa and Asia. Long roots enable this plant to reach water in the desert. The dragon arum, found in Greece and the Balkans. The long spike in the middle of this flower stinks of rotten meat to attract flies. The ghost plant of Russia and North America. Unusually, this all-white plant feeds on fungi. The fragrant Ceropegia in India. This extremely rare vine grows at an altitude of 9,850 feet. The black bat flower, found in Southeast Asia. This plant has specialized bat-shaped leaves and whiskers up to 12 inches long. I suppose, I guess. The white egret orchid, found in East Asia and Russia. The delicate white flowers of this plant look like birds in flight. We've got Attenborough's pitcher plant in the Philippines. Part of this plant is filled with fluid and is big enough to drown rats. The Titan arum, found in West Sumatra and Indonesia. This 10-foot tall flower not only stinks, but can also raise its temperature to give the impression of decay in order to attract insects to it. The underground orchid, found in Western Australia. This underground plant receives no light and feeds on fungi. The Sturt's desert pea, found in South Australia. The red petals and black centers look like spooky heads. Interesting. The tree nettle, found in New Zealand. Multiple spines from this 10-foot tall oversized nettle are enough to kill a person. Nettles are the worst. I can imagine a 10-foot one. Oh, there's a fact over here. It says there's an estimated 390,900 known plant species in the world. The little fact down here says at less than 1/42nd of an inch or 1 millimeter long, Wolfia globosa is the world's smallest plant. It would take 5,000 of them to fill a thimble. And this is going to be the last page in this chapter. It's about funky fungi. Most of the body of a fungus is hidden from view, in most cases buried underground. What appear above ground are its fruiting bodies, or mushrooms. The vast array of shapes, sizes, and colors couldn't look more different to the mushrooms found in supermarkets. Spreading spores. To be able to reproduce, a mushroom must spread its spores. This is done by animals eating them or by the wind carrying them. Puffballs use another means. They explode to increase the distance their spores travel. Fungi is one of those things that the more I read about it, the more I'm convinced that like they're aliens from outer space. Like they're so weird. Look at this zombie fungus. The Ophiocordyceps fungus has a scary method of survival. It turns carpenter ants into zombies. The fungus burrows inside the ant's brain and makes the ant climb up a plant, bite onto a leaf, and die. Then the fungus grows out through the ant's head and releases spores to infect the next victim. So strange. Look at all of these weird fungi. Over here's the violet coral. It's found in North and South America, Asia, Australasia, and Europe. Pretty much almost everywhere. It's usually found in woodland and grassland. The devil's tooth, found in North America, Europe, and Asia. Young mushrooms bleed red juice. The common morel, found in North America, Asia, and Europe. Minnesota adopted it as its state mushroom. The violet webcap, found in North America, Asia, and Europe. It's a strikingly purple mushroom. We can say that again. The red coral fungus, found in the Pacific Northwest, North America. This mushroom's a delicacy in Mexico. If you're still awake right now, leave a comment if you're a pro-mushroom or anti-mushroom. For eating, I should say. I think they're delicious, in my opinion. The strangled stinkhorn, found in Central and South America. The slimy brown band of spores stinks to attract bees to pollinate. The eyelash cup is found worldwide. The round red cups of this mushroom are edged with hairs. So strange. The veiled lady, found in tropical areas worldwide. This pretty yet smelly stinkhorn appears in Nigerian legends as well as in Chinese medicine. Here's the orange pore fungus, also found worldwide. This wood-growing fungus was first found in Madagascar. The large pores on the underside make it look like a fan made out of a sponge. So it does. The latticed stinkhorn, found in North America and Eurasia. That's bizarre looking. This incredible holy mushroom is also known as a red cage because it looks just like one. The Geastrum britannicum in the UK. This species is so rare it's only been found in Britain. The wrinkled peach mushroom, found in North America and northern Eurasia. This species usually grows on decaying wood. The false morel, found worldwide. It's easy to see why this is also called turban fungus and a brain mushroom. Coral tooth, found in North America, Europe, and Australasia. This edible mushroom looks like icicles. The shaggy chanterelle, found in Asia and North America. The caps of this vase-shaped mushroom can grow up to 6 inches wide. The turkey tail, also found worldwide. The mushroom resembles a turkey's tail. That's your fun fact. The devil's cigar, found in Japan and in Texas in the US. This very rare mushroom opens up like petals on a flower. Now, who do you think smuggled this mushroom into where? Did someone from the US bring it to Japan, or did someone from Japan bring it to Texas? Because those are very specific and very far away places. Interesting. The Mycena chlorophyss, found in Asia, South America, and Australasia. This small mushroom glows with a green light at night. Look at this. That's an alien. The anemone stinkhorn, found in Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific Islands. This tentacled mushroom with brown smelly slime containing its spores grows out of an egg. And another scary alien, the octopus stinkhorn from New Zealand and Australia. This rotting flesh-smelling mushroom's also called the devil's fingers. You can see why. And the little fact down here is the world's biggest living thing is a fungus that covers 3 3/4 square miles in Oregon. It may be up to 8,650 years old. Wasn't that fun? I love this book. The next chapter is about supernatural things around the world, like UFO sightings. So that's a great chapter. I'll probably do that one next week for you guys. Let's see, what should we leave off on? Let's see. Not the swarms. Oh, the volcano. That's right. I talked about this last time. Interesting story. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you found this video relaxing and educational. We got the glowworms. I hope you have a very good night. Good night. Good night.